Welcome to this short video, the first in the Domestic Violence and Abortion Care series, entitled The Intersection of Domestic Violence and Unplanned Pregnancy, Implications for Medical Abortion Providers. This is the first of a three-part series exploring abortion and domestic violence. It provides practitioners with an overview of the intersection between abortion and domestic violence and offers some practical considerations for application to your practice. This video leads on to two other modules addressing a healthcare provider's role in enhancing reproductive autonomy for women experiencing coerced pregnancy and coerced abortion. The relationship between domestic violence and unplanned pregnancy is well established in the literature and research. Key themes and issues from this literature and research can help to inform practice responses within pregnancy care settings, including abortion provision. Unintended pregnancies are 2 to 3 times more likely to be associated with intimate partner violence than planned pregnancies. Women who experience domestic violence are 2 to 3 times more likely to have an abortion than those who do not report domestic violence. Whilst current and recent intimate partner violence is a strong predictor for abortion, ever having experienced intimate partner violence is also a predictor for abortion. Given the intersection between domestic violence and unplanned pregnancy and abortion, general practitioners who choose to become medical abortion providers are likely to see a higher proportion of women experiencing violence. For this reason, some abortion providers may decide to universally screen women who attend for abortion care for violence and control. Several screening tools specifically designed for abortion provision settings are available for download from this site. They have been designed for the Queensland legislative context and may need modification for states where there are mandatory domestic violence notification requirements. As explained in the tools, it's important that you always ask the woman about their experiences of violence and control when they're on their own. This is regardless of who may be accompanying her to the appointment and regardless of the age of the woman presenting for abortion care. On very rare occasions, for cultural and capacity reasons, women may elect to have someone with them, but this should always be checked with the woman on her own first. It is good practice to explain the boundaries to confidentiality and seek the woman's consent to ask the screening questions. Medication abortion consultations can be lengthy. This can make it challenging to include domestic violence screening. For this reason, the screening tools offered include an abridged version that focuses on coerced pregnancy and abortion, and on sexual violence as issues of direct relevance in this healthcare context. Alternatively, some providers may decide to only directly screen women who present with elevated risk for violence. Within the cohort of women presenting for abortion care, the research identifies specific characteristics of women more likely to be experiencing violence. These women are more likely to have had a previous termination of pregnancy, to have had a previous miscarriage, and to present with a pregnancy more advanced than those that are not exposed to violence. They're more likely to underestimate the gestation of their pregnancy and are more likely to report non-use or intermittent use of contraception. They're more likely to report not being in a relationship at the time of the termination of pregnancy, to state that the man involved in the pregnancy does not know about the termination, and indicate that she has no financial support to end the pregnancy from the man involved. Additionally, they are more likely to report partner-related factors in their abortion decisions. Much of this information is collected routinely as part of a general practitioner's screening and assessment prior to medical abortion provision. A review of this information can be helpful in deciding if screening for violence is warranted for an individual woman. Consider reviewing your current intake and assessment templates to highlight or add information about these issues. This will enable you to streamline your decisions about whether to screen particular women for violence and control. Research also shows that women experiencing domestic violence are more likely to be exposed to sexually transmitted infections. Opportunistic STI screening may be a universal part of your clinical care. If not, consider full STI screening for all women where there are flags for violence or where disclosure is made, regardless of their reported relationship status. Longitudinal research shows women who can access an abortion go on to experience lower levels of violence than those who are denied access to an abortion. Responding to the needs of women experiencing violence can often be complicated and overwhelming for healthcare providers. But remember, your provision of medical abortion to women who see you can potentially contribute to their safety, even if the violence is never named or discussed between you. Providing quality and compassionate abortion care makes a difference for these women. One significant explanation for the overrepresentation of women experiencing domestic violence, facing unplanned pregnancy and seeking abortion is the issue of reproductive coercion as a domestic violence practice. Healthcare practitioners can play an important role in this issue, as explored in the next video module in this series. Reproductive coercion and forced pregnancy, the role of the medical abortion provider in enhancing women's reproductive autonomy.